We're going to recognize our Pee Wee teams. This time, we're going to start off with our friends from Snowbird. Coaches are Jay Tusteski, Tracy Tusteski, and Kyle Mooney. Snowbird Pee Wees are Avery Bowman. And right flap, that's put yes, there you go. Everly Carringer, Nylan Drakeford, Jason Garrison, Luke Moody, Ari Moore, Dre Panther, Jackson Panther, Alex Posto, Alex Persley, Addison Stevenson, and Terry Wachacha. For Robbinsville Pee Wee girls, coaches are Hummer Phillips and Michaela Turpin. We have Kinley Setterfield, Amelia Hilke, Hagen Hooper, Arcadia Lovelace, Nyla Holman, Sophia Jenkins, Kaylin Gibbs, Scottin Phillips, Allie Nichols, Rayleigh Phillips, Casey Garland, Billy Phillips, and Lala Phillips. Let's have a real nice hand, everybody. This is our future Lady Night Superstars right here, folks. We've seen them here in about 5 or 6 years. Go ahead and call out the Robbinsville Pee Wee boys. Coaches are Andy Cable and Lindy Cable. We have Jonathan Crisp, Alex Persley, Ranger Smith, Liam Bradley, Liam Rogers, Eli Nels, Dane Haney, Jacob Franks, Kenson Lovelace, Brayden Bernard, Mason Hyde, Madden Evans, Kendrick Orr, Caden Tusteski, Ezra Hasmillo, Gentry Sellers, Alden Ford, Maverick Ayers, Brady Holder, Luke Adams, and Brad Ford. I'm sorry, we got one missing off the roster by now. Let's give it up to Kyle Brooks. Sorry about that.
And we're just about set to go with Varsity Girls action. Good to have you with us on the Gramstar Sports Network. This is Varsity Girls coming up first of two here on Youth Night, a packed house here in the Robbinsville High School gym. And we're fixing to see your 12 and 7 Lady Knights trot out onto the floor. The Lady Wildcats have been introduced over here to our right. And once they feather out, we'll see our Varsity Girls, and we'll get things underway. Bella Ford, as always, leading out the Lady Knights. Daughter of Lucas and Ashley Ford. Lucas, of course, the head coach for Robbinsville. And GramstarSports.com is your exclusive home for Robbinsville athletics. And we are streaming it all season long and beyond. We are here at Robbinsville High School, the first of 4 to close out the regular season here tonight in Graham County, as Robbinsville will start the season at home and end the season with a lengthy homestand as well. But now at this time, we're going to go to the floor to, well, me, for the introduction of our starting lineups as well as the national anthem. So hang tight and stay with us, folks, as we introduce both teams here on the Gramstar Sports Network.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Robbinsville High School for tonight's
tonight's Smoky Mountain Conference matchup between the homestanding Knights and the visitors from Andrews, the Wildcats. At this time, please stand, kindly remove all headwear as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Starting for Lady Cats, number 4, Allie Gibson. Number 10, Kylie Duncanson. Number 12, Kinley Queen. Number 24, Shantia Rattler. And number 31, Alexis Beasley. All right, guys, it's been a long time. Let's make some noise here in Robbinsville for your home-standing Lady Knights. A senior from East Buffalo, number 4, Desta Tremble. A freshman from Swain County, number 11, Surrey Lunning. A sophomore from Carpenter Hollow, number 23, Liz Carpenter. A senior from Lower End of High Splendor, number 24, Kinsley Phillips. And a junior from West Buffalo, number 44, Aubrey Wachacha. Well, we just got one question for you, fans. Who's amped? I drank a Mountain Dew today. That's my problem. Welcome back to the Gramstar Sports Network. Kevin Hensley and the distinguished Montana Buchanan with you for tonight's telecast of Robbinsville basketball. We're just about set to go here in the opening stanza of this one. This is a rematch. December 20th, these two programs tangled, and we'll talk more about that game as we roll along. The opening tip will go to Kinsley Phillips. And we begin action tonight at 6:17 p.m. Good to have you with us on GramstarSports.com. Off the cuff, Kinsley Phillips tried a three and got nowhere with it, but she'll end up scooping up a steal as we roll along with the action here tonight. Appreciate all you fans tuning in with us for the varsity, or this JV match, before this. Robbinsville picking up the win. First to pass inside from Tremble to Liz Carpenter for 2. Gets Robbinsville on the board. 2-0 with 7:18 left to go in the first quarter. And our scoreboard is not cooperating because, of course, it's not, but we do want to thank our sponsors, Love and Equipment and Sales. How about a 3 from Kylie Donaldson? Actually, I'll call that just a 2. My apologies. 2-2 your score now. 7 minutes to go. Carpenter inside is going to wear out the net. Back-to-back baskets for Liz Carpenter right off the bat here tonight. And it's now 4-2 Robbinsville. And the Knights doing what they do best. Pressing away. Assists go to Surrey Waddy and Desta Trammell here in the early going. And a timeout call pretty quick. 6:46 left in the opening stand. Welcome back, fans, to GramstarSports.com. Kevin Hensley and Montana Buchanan with you for tonight's telecast of Lady Knights basketball here in Robbinsville. White Knights, of course, will tangle with the Wildcats next. About a high arcing shot rebounded by Liz Carpenter. She'll fly up the floor. 4 points already tonight for the sophomore from Carpenter hollow. How about a pass from Phillips to Waddy for 2? And give the assist to Kinsley Grace. That'll make it 6-2 Lady Knights here in the first. That one off the shin of Kinsley Phillips. One of the 3 Robbinsville seniors this year. Of course, Desta Trammell on the floor, number 4 in your program. 44 points last night at Hiawassee Dam. That is a personal best for her. And if she keeps doing stuff like that, folks, she'll very soon be in the all-time single-game leader for Robbinsville High. The record, in case you're wondering, is 52. And there's a foul committed by Surrey Waddy. Be her first, and it's the first of the ball game. 5:52 to go in the first quarter. And to the line to try to take advantage of it is Allie Gibson for the Andrews Wildcats. Sophomore guard misses her first attempt. Andrews comes into this one 3-18 on the year, so not exactly a favorable record. They are 0-7, I beg your pardon, in conference play. They've not won a conference game yet. Play some tough ones, though. How about Aubrey Wachacha getting on the scoreboard with 2 inside? An assist from Waddy takes care of that. Makes it 8-3 here on GramStarSports.com. We'll get the scoreboard fixed as quick as we can, folks. Not sure what's going on with it. 2 inside from Donaldson will be off. Desta Trammell gets her first board of the game. She's not scored yet. She has an assist already, and, of course, now a rebound. Aubrey Wachacha feeds it over to Carpenter, and that one's going to spin in for 2 more. Liz Carpenter, 6 points here in the first quarter. And the sophomore has really came along here in just the last couple of weeks. Ball stolen away, an act of thievery by Trammell. And a foul is going to be called by head official Carl Junaleska. He's going to ring up sticks. That is number 31. My apologies. That's Alexis Beasley, one of the Lady Wildcats. And there's a foul inside. And that one will go. So they rocked that one again, so I don't want to say it wrong again. Off the inbound, nothing doing. Liz Carpenter will pull down the board, and it's all over creation. Eventually wrangled in by Kinsley Phillips. Carpenter again for 2. Another assist for Surrey Waddy. She's got 3 here in the first quarter. Liz Carpenter has 8 points. And that's going to make it 12-3. Hear the applause of the Andrews faithful right here below us. 2 fouls each on either side of the scoreboard. The foul, by the way, was on Leah Preston for Andrews just a moment ago, the one that we missed. My apologies on that. We'll get it right eventually. Preston, speaking of which, inside, and Desta Trammell just plucked it away seamlessly. Comes across half court, flies it into Carpenter, who's going for 10. And there it is. That's 10 in the first quarter for Liz Carpenter. Have yourself a night, kid. It's already the first quarter, and she's already got 10 points. And a rebound. Inside feed. Nothing doing. Ball slapped away. And Alexis Beasley got it. But ends up flinging the ball away. And it's out of bounds. It'll be an inbound for Leah Preston and the Lady Wildcats. Of course, Andrews just a short trip from here in Robbinsville. 20 miles or so. Beautiful, beautiful community on the the eastern part, of Cherokee County, North Carolina. 3 for number 31, Alexis Beasley, busting one out right on the arc. And that'll cut it to 14-6. Up the floor comes Kinsley Phillips. Surrey Waddy on the right side of the perimeter. Scopes her options. This is one of those Knights fans where the Lady Knights, coming off a road game, are looking to do everything they can to put together a great performance. And how about Liz Carpenter with 2 more? Holy tamale. That's 12 for Carpenter here in the first quarter. 2 rebounds for the sophomore. Beasley thought about a 3, changed her mind with Wachacha pressure, and here's Kinley Queen driving to the basket. Kinsley Phillips will pull down the air ball for rebound number 2. Heave from Trammell to Kinsley Grace. And she'll fling it across the floor. Waddy can't handle it. But I believe a foul was called before it went out of bounds anyway, and it was on Miss Aubrey Wachacha. That'll be her first of the night. 2:43 to go here in the first quarter. We're going to try to adjust the camera a little bit at halftime as well, folks. Got to zoom it in just a little bit more. That's something we can't really work on while we're live. Don't want to mess anything up. We'll fix it as quick as we can. Fayla Welch and Abby Ware now in the game for Robbinsville. Addison Dartez has popped in for Andrews, as has Graceland Worley. Donaldson tried for a 3, couldn't get it. Kinsley Phillips had to rebound, but coughed it up. Sorry, Waddy right there to pick up the pieces. And a foul called. A travel call. My apologies. Dartez made contact, but the foul was called either way. And that makes it Lady Cats basketball. Kinley Queen will inbound it to Kylie Donaldson. 2:07 left in the first. As always, fans, we recap all the action from the entire week within our coverage time, of course, in the Graham Star, your hometown newspaper since 1955. Sure, grab a copy tomorrow. We've got a lot of big stories in there this week as well. That one will trickle out of bounds at the baseline. Last touched by Robbinsville. Carpenter back in will give Surrey Waddy a chance to breathe. Minute 42 to go. Preston scans her options. She finds Dartez open at the top of the key, but she'll miss it and jerks away the rebound. One thing about Dartez, she is an aggressive ball player. Sophomore wing for the Wildcats. Worley with some good height. She comes in at 5'10" in the program. Another sophomore. It's a very young Andrews team. I've got a lot of talent to develop, and Tim Wood has taken over the reins this year for the Cats. And certainly doing a fine job. Queen gets her own rebound and gets it again and draws a foul. Good work by Kinley Queen to draw the foul, I believe. That will be on, yep, it is on Miss Fayla Welch as her first of the game. Queen to the line to shoot 2. And her first will flirt with the basket and pop back out. Great crowd on hand, as we mentioned. It's youth night. Stay with us at halftime, fans. We went live for JV boys so we could bring you the Pee Wee teams as they trotted out on the court. Halftime of this one, we'll recognize our termite teams from Robbinsville and Snowbird. And we will also do the mite recognitions during halftime of the boys matchup later tonight. Queen goes 1 for 2 at charity stripe, and that'll make it 16-7 as the clock dips under the 1 minute mark here in the opening quarter on GramStarSports.com. How about Trammell under the basket, feeding it to Carpenter for a jumper? Nothing doing. Spit cup goes flying, cell phone is saved, and it'll be an inbound for Andrews. Allie Donaldson trying to get something set up for her Lady Cats. She'll give it to Worley. Guarded by Welch, but Worley tiptoed a little too much there, and it'll turn the ball over to Robbinsville. Kinsley Phillips inbounds it right next to head coach Lucas Ford. Ford has surpassed 100 wins as the coach for the Lady Knights, and he got it at the start of the year at Hayesville on January the 3rd. How about the Euro step from Trammell? That gets her in the scorebook. That's her first points in the ball game. Comes with 15 seconds to go. 18-7. Donaldson hard cut and a double team with 3.4 left. We'll see who Ricky Green says committed the snafu. It is Abby Ware, her first of the game. Five fouls for Robbinsville here in the first quarter. Andrews with 2 as Kylie Donaldson makes her first. Wonderful athlete, wonderful young lady. Multi-sport star for Andrews. 1 for 2. Welch gets the board, and that may be all she wrote. Trammell has no time to punish it. Got to the rim. That's worth talking about. We'll go to the second. 18-8 here on the Gramstar Sports Network. You're watching Graham County, North Carolina's exclusive home for Robbinsville Athletics. This is the Gramstar Sports Network. With a quick inbound under here below us as we get the second quarter underway. Robbinsville hadn't even broken their huddle yet, and they were trying to scurry the game along. 18-8 in favor of the homestanding Lady Knights. Kevin Hensley and Montana Buchanan with you for tonight's telecast. And the big spinning three for number 31 for the Lady Cats. That is Alexis Beasley again, her second one from outside. And that'll cut it to 18-11 here in the second. And Carpenter drops another one in there for 2. With the assist to Trammell, that's our third of the night. 20-11 now. Here's Queen. Wachacha tried to block and instead got rung up for a foul. Her second already here in the ball game. Emily Queen back to the line for the second time as well. And she will miss her first. Looks like Katie Lynn Gross will get a chance to pop on to the court. She had a free throw last night at Hiawassee Dam. High-scoring game. Robbinsville put up 74 to defeat the Lady Eagles. Rebound by Andrews. How about a long three from Allie Gibson, but it's not going to end up anywhere. Gibson gets her own rebound. Liz Carpenter's had enough of that. Pulls down her third board of the game. Robbinsville flies at the floor as Queen goes 0 for 2. And Carpenter misses the high feed. And I'll turn it back over to Andrews. Drive up the floor. Going to give it to Queen for a chance, and nothing doing. Ball's knocked loose. Queen on the putback. Nothing doing on that either. Here's Surrey Waddy. Kinsley Phillips is wide open. Preston got there, but not in time. Phillips drops her first points of the evening, 20-11. Boy, that's trouble. Beasley had the ball in the perimeter there for a moment. Valius turns and puts up a hope and a prayer and connects. How about Beasley with 8 points here in the first half? 22-13 is your score. Hey, this is what you want to see, fans. You want to see a team that's improved from point A to point B. Waddy misses the three. Clean up the trash is Carpenter. And it's missed. Jump. No, I thought a jump ball called. That was going to be a foul. We'll post some numbers at halftime, folks, about the JV boys. But they did pick up a 40-33 victory in the opener tonight. As we mentioned, a much better outcome than the 50-9, as in single digits loss they had at Andrews on December 20th. talking to the coach, Michael Schuler, after the game, he said, and I quote, "I've got a totally different team than I did on December 20th. That is very, very true. That team's really turned the ship around here in the second half of the season. And they are dangerous going into the conference tournament, which is being held at Andrews this year, coincidentally enough. I'll begin on February the 9th. Nothing doing after the Katie Lynn Gross foul. Liz Carpenter will snag the rebound for Robbinsville. Foul called on the other end. I believe that'll be on Allie Gibson. And it is. Pair of fours get tangled up there. Gracelyn Worley will check in and give Beasley a breather. Gibson trying to prevent the toss, but Kinsley Phillips will dump it right off a quick screen to interrupt the proceedings. Trammell inside for two, and it's off. Gibson comes away with it. Trammell swats it loose. Donaldson will get it. And Trammell will give her the breathing room to get up the floor. 9-point lead for Robbinsville here in the second quarter. Shantia Rattler with the ball, kicks it out to Queen. Rattler, a freshman guard. And I believe the foul is on Liz Carpenter. That is going to be her second. 4:50 to go in the half. And that'll actually set Miss Carpenter down as senior Fayla Welch trots back out for her second check-in of the night. Ricky Green making sure to let us know it is, in fact, 1-1. Bonus time for Andrews. Not doing too hot at the charity stripe, though. Fayla Welch gets her second rebound of the night off the 1-1. Addison D'Artes tries to slow down Trammell, ends up eating the floor as Abby Ware ducks in and gets in the score column. Give the assist to Trammell. 24-13 here on GramStarSports.com. We do have Friday's matchup against Hayesville already available for purchase, so if you came here tonight, fans, to watch Andrews, come join us Friday night. We'll be here for varsity action against the Hayesville Jackets. They'll be up here in Graham County. We'll get started between 6 and 6:30 as always. And hey, there are a few teams that are missing from our recognition tonight because they're still playing in the Youth League tournament at Murphy. We'll recognize them Friday. Trammell steal, and Phillips hit as she shoots it. But she draws the foul. And we'll see who they charge it to. I believe it's going to be D'Artes, and it is. That is her first. 3:54 left in the half. Kinsley Grace to the line for the first time tonight. Frankly, not a lot of trips to the line, period, for Robbinsville. Only 4 fouls committed by the Wildcats so far. And as a matter of fact, this is the first time Robbinsville's been to the line tonight, period. Phillips goes 0 for 2. Rattler rebounds and dumps it off to Kylie Donaldson. 3:46 left in the half. D'Artes trying to stay away from Waddy. A sophomore and a freshman getting entangled there. Kinsley Phillips deflected the ball, but couldn't slow it down before it went out of bounds. Donaldson drives, puts it up, can't get it there. Phillips gets the rebound and draws the foul. Another one on D'Artes, her second. And they've occurred in about a span of, 30 seconds or so. Trammell drives and is called for a carry, so that'll be a turnover. 3:14 left in the half. Henley Queen will get it into Leah Preston. And the press is on. We'll see if Andrews can break it. They've only got 10 seconds. They're running out of time. Donaldson finally gets through it. How about Gibson stepping across for two? Can't get it. Worley couldn't reel it in. Welch had her hands stretched in the air and still got rung up for her second foul of the ball game. 2:56 left in the half. Robbinsville with 9 team fouls collectively already here in the ball game. Andrews with 5. Graceland Worley gets the basket. First of 2. Robbinsville outscored Andrews 18-8 in the opening period, and in this one it's been a 6-6 deadlock. And on the second, nothing doing, Abby Ware with the rebound. Trammell is still on the floor. It's 2 points tonight. 3 for Kinsley Phillips is not going to get it. Abby Ware with another rebound. Waddy under some double team effort. Gets loose. Trammell drives. Basket. And a foul. And it's on Kylie Donaldson with 2:31 to go. Trammell completes the three-point play. Makes it 27-14 in favor of the Lady Knights. That one's swatted away. They're going to say Ware touched it last. As we mentioned, fans, at halftime, we will have the Termite teams for Robbinsville and Snowbird recognized. Well, the ones that are here anyway. Good luck to all the ones that are in Cherokee County tonight. Championships are Saturday at Murphy High School. If you're interested in going to watch, they start at 1 o'clock. See the future of Graham County basketball before your very eyes. Donaldson made a basket there to make it 27-16. And it will be an inbound for Robbinsville with 2:04 to go in the half. Desta Trammell just showing off with a backward shot. Nicely done. And that gets her to 7 points on the evening. Kinley Queen gets some opening room and ends up coughing it up, though, but Abby Ware touched it last. 1:46 left in the half. Donaldson off the inbound is going to hit the top of the rim, but nobody called it. And Trammell bopped in the nose. I might have shook loose a sinus infection. Minute 40 left in the half, and she'll jog to the other end of the floor for the second time tonight. She'll go to the foul line. Hey, at least it's not strep throat, right? One and one, nothing doing. Comes up empty, rebounded by Kinley Queen as we press on here in the first half. Kylie Donaldson across the floor to Preston. Low basket pass to Alexis Beasley, who's back in the game. She accounts for half of Andrews' points so far tonight. And Surrey Waddy's going to get rung up for smacking Allie Gibson, inadvertent as it might have been. Two fouls on Miss Waddy. Freshman transfer from Swain County. Now with us here in Robbinsville. Gibson misses her first attempt. And her second one as well. Waddy rebounds it. And will get it over to point guard Desta Trammell. Minute 12 left in the half. Kinsley Phillips gives it to Trammell. Gibson trying to maintain a pace. Trammell a baller. And how about a lane violation? Okay, we'll take that. Camping out. Can't do that for too long. Turns it over with a minute to go. 30-second timeout will be taken by Andrews. 29-16, Robbinsville. You like that? 29-16 with 52 seconds left to go. Kylie Donaldson off the side of the backboard will grab her own rebound and try again. Gives it to Addison Dartez. Hensley Phillips will pull down the board. 5 rebounds tonight for the senior guard. Hensley Phillips pass inside to Ware. Good eye to get the assist. 31-16. Henley Queen scopes her options. Double and triple team almost there, but they'll pull off once Donaldson gets the ball. Under 10 seconds left. Dartez has it. And she's going to try to set something up here. Circles around the perimeter. Short time. Presta with a long three. It won't come anywhere near the basket. And we will go into the locker room with Robbinsville ahead. 31-16 over the visitors from Andrews. Back in just a moment on GramStarSports.com with our termite recognition.
All right, fans. Well, we're missing a few teams because there's still competing in the championship tournament at Murphy. So we'll give a special shout out to the Snowbird Termites that we don't have with us tonight and wish them good luck. Championship games are Saturday as they get by tonight. But right now we're going to recognize the Robbinsville Termite girls. They are coached by Stuart Nelms and the legend herself, Cambry Anderson. We have Blakely Dockery, Cadence George, Bella Ford, Sophie Andrews, Lindsay Williams, Elizabeth Soloro, Emily Grindstaff, Aylin Lovelace, Campbell Stevens, Blake Noor, Emmy Holder, Temperance Hyde, Willow Gill, Mercy Nelms, and Alyssa Galloway. A nice hand for our Termite Lady Knights.
Welcome back, fans, live here on GramStarSports.com. Kevin Hensley and Montana Buchanan with you as we're just about set to begin the second half of action. Robbinsville leads Andrews 31-16 at the break. Before we get to the halftime leaders for varsity girls, though, we want to give a special shout-out to our JV boys who picked up win number 7 on the season earlier tonight in our opener, which you were able to catch as an added bonus for buying tonight's telecast here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Picked up a 40-33 victory over the Wildcats. Luke Lovin led the JV Black Knights with 12 points. Isaac Chisateski had 11 on the night. And Dane Knott finished with 6 points, but he also had 7 assists in the victory. At the pause here for the Robbinsville Lady Knights, Liz Carpenter, 14 points in the first half, and she also pulled down 4 boards. Desta Trammell, 7 points, 4 assists, 2 steals, and a rebound. And Abby Ware off the bench with 4 points, 1 rebound. Additionally, Kinsley Phillips, Surrey Waddy, Aubrey Wachacha, all with 2 apiece. See the Lady Knights back out of the locker room as we are set to begin the second half of play. Hope you're enjoying our telecast here on GramStarSports.com. We'll get the scoreboard issue worked out as quick as we can, folks. I'm not sure what's wrong with it, but we had it all set to go again tonight. And for the second time in about a 3 telecast span, it said negatory, good sir. As we begin the third quarter of play, it'll be an Andrews inbound here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Leah Preston trying to get one hot and heavy off the bat there, but instead it's going to careen off the side of the rim and into the clutches of senior Desta Trammell. Feed into Carpenter, and we're looking at a script similar to the one we saw in the first half, if that's the trend that's going to continue. 2 for Carpenter, and a rebound and an assist. About 2 in and out for Donaldson. Queen tried to reel it in, couldn't do it. Wachacha is going to get fouled after grabbing the rebound. Believe it or not, that is her first of the night. The big junior center normally near the double-digit territory at this point in the process. Not tonight. As Trammell will trot back up the floor. Carpenter now tries to get in. Donaldson smacks it away. Good clean block by the sophomore. Will disrupt the proceedings. We're having an interesting off-air discussion during halftime, fans. And we had the mic muted this time. Shout out to a certain someone that's at home tonight under the weather hearing us talking during the JV game. The indoor track meet as Waddy hits a 3 off of Carpenter's assist. The indoor track meet that was scheduled for tomorrow at Cherokee, that is the conference championship meet, mind you, has been moved to Friday due to the threat of, well, naughty weather. We'll just call it that. Kinsley Phillips with the rebound. So now the meet will start at 2. Here's the variable. You've got several of your athletes. How about Carpenter trying to clean everything up, and eventually does. Good work. Off the rebound. Good job. 38-16 is your score. Trying to keep pace with everything here. So Robbinsville will just have a few hours to get back in time for the varsity girls matchup, so we're not sure how exactly that will play out with Robbinsville and Hayesville in a conference clash here in Robbinsville on Friday evening. Only time will tell. Got people like Katie Lynn Gross, Kinsley Phillips, Anna Williams. Bad pass by Waddy. A rare mental lapse for Surrey. Waddy coughs it up. Andrews is going to take full advantage. How about Preston for 2? It's not going to work. And Kylie Donaldson tried to tackle the ball, so that's going to be it. Tim Wood wants to figure out what's going on with his Wildcats. 5:43 left in the third quarter. Freshman Surrey Waddy will inbound the ball as we come back to you live from Robbinsville, the hidden jewel of southwestern North Carolina. Kevin Hensley and Montana LeRae with you for tonight's telecast of Robbinsville basketball. Trammell with a long 3 that misses. Waddy tried to clean it up before it reached student section and failed. And Andrews inbound, and Kinley Queen gives it to Kylie Donaldson. Well, Alexis Beasley took her sweet time trying to get that one in, and finally Trammell comes away with the rebound. High feed to Kinsley Phillips. Lady now setting up something. Corner 3, changed her mind. Trammell tried to pass then to Carpenter, who took a tumble. Ball broken up by Waddy. Donaldson there to save the effort. Gibson showing no fear and runs right into a 6'1" wall from Old Santitla Road. That's Aubrey Wachacha. Phillips inbound to Waddy. Back and forth they trade it. And Kinsley Phillips running point. Don't see that too often. She's pretty much been a point guard tonight. She's got a couple of assists, 5-6 rebounds, a steal, and just 2 points. But hey, did you hear those stats? She's doing all the little things. Left side cut. Gets to Waddy. Back across. Trammell had a second. Changed her mind. Drove in for 2 and overshoots it. And Preston tried to make things better and managed to make things worse. It's going to be an inbound for Robbinsville underneath the Lady Knights basket. As we mentioned, Robbinsville 12-7 on the season, coming off a 74-65 victory last night at Hiwassee Dam. We missed being on the air for you guys last night. We tried. We asked. We offered funding. And the staff at Hiwassee Dam, nice as they are, politely declined. Great group out at Hiwassee Dam. I miss being there. One of the schools I covered when I was in Cherokee County. Waddy with her second three of the half. And that'll make it 41-16. Give the assist to Kinsley Phillips. Addison D'Artez does not like the options on the floor, so she's going to keep it for another moment. Carpenter broke it up getting the queen, but couldn't break it up completely. Beasley in. Travel called as she reached the paint. And I'll turn it over with 3:39 left in the third quarter. Here comes Trammell. Quick dump from Wachacha to Phillips, back to Wachacha, back to Trammell. For three. She's hit as she shoots it. No foul called. Wachacha assist. Trammell with a tray. 44-16. And folks, don't adjust your scoreboard because it's on the screen. But in all honesty, a 13-0 start for Robbinsville here in the second half. And it'll remain that way. Trammell pulled down the rebound and drew a foul immediately. I believe they're going to say that was Addison D'Artez. That was her third of the game. So Trammell now with 4 rebounds in the game. As Andrews is quickly losing any hope of getting back into this. When they were down by 10 at the end of the first, they cut it to 7 in the second. Trammell tried a three, and it ends up coming up about a foot short of the basket. Turnover to Andrews. And here come the Lady Cats. The one that you want to wait on, folks, is up next. Don't go away. Robbinsville Andrews boys. It was a tight one the first time the two teams clashed in Cherokee County. Of course, we mentioned that 3-game set took place on December 20th, right before the Christmas break. Robbinsville did win it 52-43, but that was a tight-knit ball game down to the very end when it came foul time, and Xander Wachacha came through in the clutch with some free throws off of Kinsley Phillips and Kylie Donaldson's entanglement. Phillips wasn't very happy with the proceedings there. Just chunked it off of the shin of Miss Donaldson. And now she'll inbound it to Desta Trammell. Across the floor to Waddy. Trammell again. Nobody guarding her at the top. That is a dangerous, dangerous play. But she missed. Wachacha gets tangled up with D'Artez on a chunk ball that turns it over. Kind of had a odd look on her face when she saw who was fighting her for it. Onward we roll. We'll go back tonight, fans, after the game and recap it all for you faithful readers of our core product, the Graham Star. We are your hometown newspaper here in Robbinsville, and we have been it since 1955. We have a digital version available for purchase, year-long subscription tiers, 2 years. If you want it for 6 months, we'll sell you one of those as well, in and out of the county. The e-edition is only available 1 year at a time, though, unfortunately. How about the drop from Wachacha and the assist by Carpenter, who's just lighting up the stat line in every way she knows how here tonight. 46-16, Robbinsville on a 15-0 sprint to begin the second half. And I spoke too soon. Graceland Worley just busted out a three to break the monotony. Minute 16 to go. Phone number for the Graham Star, 828-479-3383, as Kinsley Phillips hits a three-pointer, assisted by her classmate, longtime teammate, Desta Trammell. Boy, but those two were in middle school, and Montana can attest this because she was on the team with them. It was a lights-out night. How many games was it in a row? 50? 50 games in a row that the team won before they were ever defeated. Almost made it through their entire middle school cycle undefeated, as a matter of fact. I go back to rec ball. Really? Okay. Montana's telling me 65 games in a row won. I thought that might have stretched back to rec ball, but she's saying no. Hey, I'll take her word for it. She can beat me up. I'm going to fight her over that. Wachacha turns, drops it in again. Back-to-back baskets for Aubrey Wachacha. Back-to-back assists for Liz Carpenter. It is 51-19. It passes Worley again outside, not going to get it. Wachacha with the rebound. Up the floor comes Trammell at the buzzer. She won't find the basket. And we'll go into the final pause here for the girls. 51-19, Robbinsville. Stay with us on GramStarSports.com. All smiles for Destiny Shea and Kinsley Grace as they exchange the inbound to begin the fourth quarter here on GramStarSports.com. We are with you all the way through the rest of the regular season for the very least. And we might have, possibly for the first time in school history, I'll have to check this. How about a rebound for Fayla Welch, but it's going to end up in Abby Ware's hands instead, Kicked into Katie Lynn Gross. Dumps it off to Phillips. She'll jump in for two. And that will miss. Fayla Welch came down with the rebound and drew a foul. We might actually end up with girls and boys home playoff action on the same night if everything shakes out. Of course, Robbinsville's in first place in the Smoky Mountain Conference right now in boys action. They are 15-4 this year. Lady Knights are in second place and have Hayesville, Hiawassee Dam on Monday. Hayesville this Friday, of course. Hiawassee Dam Monday, and Senior Nights Tuesday against Swain. Katie Lynn Gross for two. And that's how we begin things here in the fourth quarter. So if it all shakes out, the Knights may be hosting a whole slate of playoff games here at home. And you better believe we'll have you front and center and have you covered wherever you are if you can't make it out to Robbinsville. We want to see the gym packed. Kylie Donaldson with a tray. 53-22. So the scoring for the second half for Andrews has been pretty easy to track. Gracelyn Worley hit a three-pointer in the third quarter, and you just saw Kylie Donaldson hit a three-pointer, and that's it so far. Foul called, and I believe it's on Miss Donaldson, and it is. And we'll see what Trammell can do with a trip to the line. And she will hit her first. 6:26 to go in the ball game. That makes it 54-22. Great crowd on hand. It's Tuesday night basketball here in Graham County. 2 for 2 is Destiny Shea. 55-22. Foul called. And I'm not sure who it's on, to be perfectly honest with you. I think it's Abby Ware. It is. That's her second. But it's not a shooting foul, so onward we roll. Kinsley Phillips just smacked it away. Bounded for Pete's sake. Robbinsville just putting on a dominant showing. Abby Ware with a steal. Trammell for three. It's going to eventually get scooped up by Katie Lynn Gross. Our internet's buffering here at the school, folks. We apologize. Not sure what's going on with it. We'll try to get it cleared up as quick as we can. We don't want it to look like 1998 dial-up speed, but, well, what do you do? We've had internet issues here in Graham County all day, matter of fact. But hey, if you're a Frontier customer, that's not anything new to you, is it? And that one careens out. Turned over to Robbinsville. Abby Ware on the baseline. Desta Trammell will await the inbound. Things are clearing up now. We have our IT crew with us here tonight in attendance. We need to get them on the case. How about Kinsley Grace with three? And a timeout call by Lucas Ford. He's pulling his starters. And that is well-deserved. Kinsley Phillips will walk off the floor after hitting a three, as well as Desta Trammell. 58-22 in favor of the home standing Lady Knights. Good to have you with us here on the Graham Star Sports Network. Preston for two. And that is just the 8th point of the half for Andrews. Started off hot. Kind of in the thick of things after the first half ended. It was 31-16. It was a 7-point ball game in the second. But that got away quickly with a 15-0 start for Robbinsville in the third quarter. And we got some fresh bodies on the floor that we'll talk a little bit about. That's Anna Williams and Anna York. And I will have to use quantifiers there or else we'll get confused quick. Williams is number 5. Anna York is number 12. Kylie Donaldson inside. Fouled. Foul is on number 12, Anna York. That is going to be her first, of course. She just checked in. First basket made by Kylie Donaldson. Don't forget, fans, as we mentioned, coming up at halftime of the Varsity Boys game, it will be Might Recognition Night for Robbinsville and Snowbird teams. You'll want to be here with us for that here on GrahamStarSports.com. Allie Gibson goes flying across the floor as a travel is called on the acting point guard, Anna Williams. Still 4:33 left to go in this one, and it's a 33-point ball game. Addison Dartez feeds it across the court to Allie Gibson. Low basket pass to Donaldson. She'll go for two. Good look, but couldn't complete the shot. Liz Carpenter there to grab the board. Carpenter with, if I'm counting right, 6 rebounds here tonight. 18 points, however, for the sophomore small forward. She might actually have the team lead here tonight for points. We'll tally all that up at the end. Anna Williams. Boy, Williams struggling. Finally gets the ball back. Carpenter drives in. Dumps it to Anna York, who can't finish the shot. Rebounded by Addison Dartez. Dartez weaving through traffic. Across half court. Williams finally commits a foul with 3:38 left. That's to clear things up, folks. We are discussing, when we say Hayesville, we are, of course, talking about the Smoky Mountain Conference school from the tip of North Carolina, not the name of a town in Kansas. I'm not sure if their program has ever won a state championship in the Midwest. We'll have to check that out. I've got sources that could probably fill me in on that pretty quick. Got the basket made there by Donaldson. Foul called on York. That's her second. She's just kind of chuckling through that one. Donaldson completes the three-point play as more bodies continue to make appearances in the game. Number 35, that's Gracie Skeens in the game now, power forward for Andrews. And we're down to a 30-point deficit now thanks to the three-point play. Wachacha overshot it. Kinley Queen gets the rebound. Here's three from Preston, and it's all in. 58-31. Boy, what a shot. Anna Williams fires a fastball at Liz Carpenter, and Carpenter's the catcher for the Lady Knights softball team, who we'll see in just a month or two. It'll be here before you know it, Montana. Spring sports, baseball and softball. And Montana will carry you through the remainder of the school year and get ready to amp up our broadcast even better for 2023-24 here in Graham County. D'Artes for two, and she connected. But Addison D'Artes scoring. Andrews on a 14-7 run here in the fourth. Olivia Lewis in the game now for Robbinsville. Williams to Ware off the backboard, rebounded by Kylie Donaldson, who's wasting no time getting up the floor. Feed across to D'Artes. She tried to reel it in, but the fastballs are not working out here in the fourth, folks. I was going to say Liz Carpenter had a pass ball there, if you want to score it that way. Could not come up with it. A hot feed from Williams, though. Lewis inbounds to Abby Ware. Lewis not ready for the pass, and has kind of chuckled that one off, as it's going to be a turnover. 1:52 left. All politely stolen away by one of the most polite kids on the team, Abby Ware. And she'll just go coast to coast with it, thank you very much. How about that? How about a transition basket, pick and steal, and a bucket for Abby Ware. Has 2 steals tonight for Miss Ware. That's 6 points for the freshman. Ware steals it again. Up the floor. Feed to Anna Williams, back to Ware, who circles out and goes for 2 and misses it. Liz Carpenter, that's Caitlin Grosson there now, my apologies. Tried to come up with it. Olivia Lewis got it eventually. Now Anna York with a rebound. 3 for York, and it's going to be off and out. 52 seconds left. Well, what a mad scramble. You see these girls. When we have JV girls games, we do not have that here tonight. You'll see Lewis and York and Gross and Williams. Ware for a little bit, but the new fifth quarter rule here in North Carolina has limited her JV playing time. You get 5 quarters a night now. You can stagger your playing time between the 2 games. At 1A schools, that is huge. Anna Williams is going to pick off a pass up the floor and drop it. Good work by Williams getting in the book. Maddie Stiles' pass to Kirsten Barlett was interrupted there for 2 for Anna Williams, as this one slowly winds down. 14 and a half left on the clock. And it'll be the last play, I believe, of the game here. Abby Ware will come up the floor. You see the Varsity Lady Knights rise from the bench. Ware is going to try to pump another one, as she does. Good work here at the buzzer. That's going to be all, folks. 64-33, a late outpour from Robbinsville gets the job done here tonight. Robbinsville improves to 13-7. Andrews drops to 3-19. We'll be back in just a moment as we crunch numbers and fill you in on who led what here tonight for the Lady Knights. And we'll prep for this, what promises to be exciting matchup in the Varsity Boys. Andrews and Robbinsville set to tangle next. We're not done yet. There's still Mite teams to be recognized as well here on GramStarSports.com. All right, fans, it's time for our Varsity Boys matchup between Andrews and Robbinsville. Starting for the visitors from Andrews, number 11, Cam Rattler. Number 12, Donovan Davis. Number 15, Austin Martin. Number 20, Drew Martin. And number 22, Graham Birch. Andrews is coached by Matt Manley. And now for your Smoky Mountain Conference ladies, Robbinsville Black Knights. A senior from Acoma, number 2, Brooke Adams. A junior from number 3, Xander Wachacha. A senior from Long Creek, number 4, Bo Rattler. A sophomore from Acoma, number 10, Bryce Adams. And a junior from Hollywood Ranch, number 11, Donovan Carpenter. Robbinsville is coached by Jake Beasley. All right, fans, get ready for a Donnybrook here in our main event tonight, so to speak. It's Robbinsville Andrews Varsity Boys action coming your way, and you're in the right place for it right here on GramStarSports.com. Opening tip-off goes to the Wildcats, and it comes at 7:38 p.m. Eastern Time here on this Tuesday night, January 31st. From Graham County, North Carolina, Robbinsville 15-5 this season. They lead the Smoky Mountain Conference with a record of 5-2. Meanwhile, Andrews 13-8 overall, but have struggled in conference play with the inverse record of 2-5. Overshot, putback, nothing doing. Cameron Rattler fights his way into the boards, and eventually Drew Martin comes in and drops 2 to get things going for the Wildcats here in the opening salvo. Xander Wachacha feeds in hot tamale, nothing doing. Last glazed, however, by Donovan Bateman for the Wildcats. Andrews a lot better team than that divisional record indicates. This one should be a Donnybrook. It went right down to the wire last time, as we mentioned during the varsity girls game. Of course, Robbinsville prevailed 52-43, but that was literally a 9-point spread that came on foul shots in the final minute and a half of the game, or the score would have been a lot closer. But if you're a Black Knight, that's where you want to be at the end of the game. Getting sent to the line over and over and making those foul shots. Balls turned over on a travel, and the Wildcats have possession with 6:40 to go. Once again, thank our season-long sponsor, Blevins Electric and Blevins Insurance. You see them on the bottom right corner of your screen. Give them a call for all of your electrical and insurance needs. They're located off Rodney Orr Bypass, tucked away right next to the Graham County Travel and Tourism Office. That's a stone's throw from the gym we're in at the moment, as a matter of fact. Carl Junaluska rules the ball out. Last touched by Graham Birch and the Andrews Wildcats. So that turns it over with 6:20 to go, 2-0 in favor of the visitors. A good test tonight for Robbinsville. We will recap some of the girls' stats as we get them crunched up here. Blocked by big Cam Rattler. Ball stolen away, though, by Bo Rattler. Possession maintained. Can't get anything done. Ball is turned over. No, I stand corrected. It was last touched by Andrews, so it'll stay with Robbinsville. Brock Adams will inbound it. Senior point guard for the Knights. Don Carpenter for two. It's a high arcing shot, but it gets the job done, and Robbinsville on the board with 5:47 to go in the first. Lady Knights 164-33. Just joining us for this boys game. Two more for Drew Martin. 4-2 Wildcats. He is responsible for all the offense so far. Dumps it off to Rattler. Changed his mind. Inside drive. Rattler taking matters into his own hands, and we're deadlocked again. 4-4 here on the Graham Star Sports Network. As we mentioned down the stretch, fans, Hayesville Friday, Hiawassee Dam Monday, and Swain County on Tuesday. That will run us to the end of the regular season. The conference tournament kicks off at Andrews this year on February the 9th. That is next Thursday, and that will be played through the 17th of February. JV and varsity brackets will all play out at Andrews High School inside the historic Ken Soulsby Athletic Center. Drew Martin, a one-man wrecking crew here in the first quarter. Two more, 6-4 advantage Wildcats. And, of course, state playoffs will begin shortly after the end of the conference tournament. We would love to see the gym packed here, but if you can't make it out, we will have it every bit of the way for you here on GrahamStarSports.com. Xander Wachacha with two, give the assist to the point guard, Brock Adams. Look inside by Donovan Bateman, who was the quarterback for that historic Andrews run this year in the football playoffs. Andrews advanced to the fourth round and sadly ousted at home. I quite frankly didn't know of a team in the playoffs that were going to beat them. Of course, they got matched up with Robbinsville. It could have been a different story. Fouls on Bryce Adams, and believe it or not, we're 4 minutes and 1 second into a varsity boys basketball game in the Smoky Mountain Conference. That's the first foul that's been called. How about that? Who says the officials call too much in the conference? Come on. That's malarkey. Birch goes 1 for 2, rebounded by Donovan Carpenter, who exploded for 19 points last night at Hiawassee Dam. He led the lopsided victory for Robbinsville, 76-44 over the Eagles. Chacho was in trouble there. Carpenter helped him escape. Brock Adams pulls up, takes his sweet time, and Robbinsville has its first lead of the night. Thank you very much. 9-7, 3:23 left to go here in the first quarter. That one flirts with the net, never drops. Bryce Adams on the board. You're talking about some high-octane basketball that's going to be coming your way the entire night here on the Graham Star Sports Network. 3 for Bo Rattler, nothing doing. Drew Martin, more than happy to pull down the rebound. Folks, we have tried all night to troubleshoot our scoreboard. We don't know what in the world is wrong with it, but it's not cooperating. We'll just keep telling you the score, and we'll apologize. Well, I'll give you two guesses who shot the ball. His name rhymes with Rue Arton. 2 more ties it up at 9 each with 2:20 to go in the first quarter. Brock Adams to Don Carpenter here on the right side. Bryce Adams likes that look, and he'll take it, thank you. After a momentary pause, Brock Adams with another assist, 11-9. And I'll call it advantage, Robbinsville, because who knows in this one, I feel a slugfest coming. But I've already been assured if we go to overtime, I'm losing my camera operator, so we're going to pray that doesn't happen. Austin Martin with the ball now. Big fullback. Now, of course, a big guard for Andrews. Rebound quickly. Don Carpenter up the floor. One-on-one matchup. He plows over Donovan Bateman. And the charge is called. Whew. The officials wanted to make sure, I guess they were on the same page there. There's a little bit of a pause on the call. But Donovan Carpenter called for only the second foul of the ball game with $1:33 left here in the opening quarter. See, Snowbird Termite Girls coach Paige Jones just popped into the gymnasium. I'll have to get her up here and find out how the Termites did tonight in the semifinals at Murphy. We'll have a tournament breakdown in case you're wondering how the games have all played out across the conference in that tournament. First 3 from Donovan Bateman is swished. 12-11 Wildcats, minute 9 to go. We'll have the breakdown of the first couple of rounds and the semis, if we can get it, from tonight in the Graham Star this week. That'll be available on newsstands everywhere tomorrow afternoon in Graham County and the surrounding area. We actually do sell in Andrews, so if you're a Wildcat, hey, check us out. We got a couple of stops in Andrews. And we promise that we don't drive by the stops on the first try. That never happens. We get them dropped off in order. Quick passes all around the perimeter. Carpenter inside, stop to Martin. Can't do it, though. Martin that time. How about 4 rebounds so far in this series? Eventually, Quinn Jumper. Boy, there's going to be a Donnybrook on the floor before we even get out of the first quarter. 22 seconds left. 3 for Wachacha's off. And we got a hand fight going on down here for the jump ball between Bryce Adams, who still hasn't recovered from that nasty gash he got at Cherokee a week ago. That was a physical matchup. Robbinsville did prevail, swept the season series with the Braves. Three for Wachacha off the inbound. Can't get it. And that's Cameron Rattler on the rebound. 5 seconds behind the back for the returning Isaac Weaver. Where did he come from off the bench? And Keegan Ellis can't find the net. We'll go to the second. And what promises to be a thriller all the way, folks. 12-11 Wildcats. Second quarter commences here in Robbinsville. Kevin Hensley and Montana Buchanan with you for tonight's telecast on the Graham Star Sports Network. Keegan Ellis breaks by Wachacha, kicks it over to Isaac Weaver. Weaver messed up his knee pretty badly during the football season. Actually injured in the playoff game that they lost, we mentioned earlier. He was the, I hate to say star of the offense, but certainly one of the main guns for that Andrews Wildcat veer attack. Foul called on the inside. Only the third foul of the ball game, and that one was on Quinn Jumper. Jumper is your 6th man off the bench for Robbinsville this year and fits the role just fine. Isaac Weaver is going to take his first chances at getting points in the 2022-23 basketball season, and he gets it. We're still battling connection issues here at Robbinsville. We sincerely apologize, trying to work it out, but not a whole lot we can do. It's been a very eventful day weather-wise here in Graham County, and that's going to cause your internet to lag. 14-11 Andrews here in the early stages of the second quarter. When jumper blocked, fully, unequivocally denied inside, but a foul called will break up the party. I think that foul was on Big Tyler West for Andrews. No, I stand corrected. They're going to call it on Quinn Jumper. So Andrews has been clean as a whistle according to the officials. Robbinsville with 4 fouls in the ballgame already. Cam Rattler to the left. Isaac Weaver with a corner 3. And it's a 6-point Andrews lead here in the second quarter. Carpenter to Wachacha at the top. Keegan Ellis right in his face. That changed his tune a little bit. Wachacha will kick it over to Brock Adams to escape trouble. All the way across the floor to Don Carpenter. Wachacha now thought about another 3, changed his mind. Robbinsville being very cautious. Every shot counts in a 6-point ball game like this. Keegan Ellis scoops it up, takes it away. Foul is called. Ellis went up for the layup, and Wachacha made contact. 6:02 to go in the half. Wachacha's first foul again. 5 fouls now for Robbinsville. Zilch for the Wildcats. And Keegan Ellis trying to make the most of his trip to the line. Connects for the first. Donovan Bateman back in the game. He'll relieve Cam Rattler. He'll grab a breather. Back here behind us. Ellis goes 2 for 2. Back here already awaiting in the perimeter, or in the paint, is Isaac Weaver and Ty Clark. They've spread out now. Back 1-2-2 inside. Wachacha pass over to the right side. Bryce Adams takes advantage of the opening. Assist goes to Xander Wachacha. And the Black Knights have their first points of the second quarter. 19-13. Andrews still with a 6-point lead at the moment. Ty Clark to Keegan Ellis. And around to Tyler West. Andrews trying to set something up, open up that perimeter. Good work. But Brock Adams, speedy as he is, covers the ground pretty quickly. Ellis with a long-range 3. It's off. Brock Adams with the rebound. Adams with 2 assists, a rebound, and a 3-pointer tonight. Wachacha for 3. 3 assists now for Mr. Adams. And it's a 3-point ball game as a result. Weaver for 3. Rebound and put back. Nobody's trying to stop Bateman. They finally do. Bro, Rattler and Bateman getting in a compromised position. We'll put it that way. And the jump ball gives it back to the home standing Robbinsville Black Knights. We're very privileged to be with you as always, fans, here on GramStarSports.com. And we hope you've enjoyed tuning in with us throughout the season. We're not done yet by a long shot. 3 more games in the regular season now. We'll go ahead and break everybody's heart because ours is. We cannot stream the conference tournament. It's not here at Robbinsville. We can't get clearance with our friends in Cherokee County and Andrews. So we'll be off the air, but you can, of course, check our social media. We will keep you apprised of the comings and goings of Robbinsville teams as they travel through the tournament. Foul was on Ellis, and that's the first infraction of the night for the Wildcats. And Donovan Carpenter connects for his first and hits his second as well. 1 point ball game. 4 minutes to go. Brock Adams will break it up with a pick. Out of midair, Graham Birch can't stop him. Neither does Keegan Ellis. He hits hard, though. And he's in a heap, and he ain't getting up. Oh, my, we don't want to show that. He is down and hurt. Trainer's on the floor. And on the breakaway still, we'll step aside. Basket counts, by the way. It's going to be 2019 Robbinsville. We'll be back as soon as we make sure Mr. Ellis is okay. Well, fans, welcome back. We always want to make sure that a player is healthy. At the end of the day, it is just a game. And Keegan Ellis took a hard bump on the floor after that breakaway from Brock Adams. And possibly the cruelest part of the whole thing, it was a go-ahead basket, and Ellis was charged with a foul on it. That's 2 for him tonight and 2 for the team as a whole. Robbinsville leads 2019. And make that, or excuse me, 19-19, I beg your pardon. The score is tied now, so I guess the basket did not count. I guess he didn't make it. Now it's 2019. We'll get it right in a moment. Thought he actually made that. So the steal and 2 foul shots. And Robbinsville back in the driver's seat. Drive in, nothing doing. Sprinting in to inbound it for the Wildcats is Cole Anderson. Anderson now for 3 off of a Drew Martin pass from the inside. Bryce Adams fights and claws and pulls away the rebound. 2 tonight for the sophomore. 3 for Brock Adams. Nothing doing. Don Carpenter rebound. Low pass to Bryce Adams. Can't get the job done. Rolls out of bounds. Last touch. And Robbinsville is going to take its sweet, sweet time getting things set up here on this play. Tied ball game, 19-19. Rebound for Isaac Weaver. And back up the floor come the Wildcats. Drew Martin for 2 gives the advantage back to Andrews. 21-19 is your score. 2:20 left. Boy, Brock Adams collides hard with Drew Martin. Martin evidently trying, well, it's obvious he was trying to take a foul there, and, well, it backfired. .2:19 to go in the half. 21-19 Andrews. Carpenter spins off the inbound, can't find the inside of the net. And Cameron Rattler will clean it up for Andrews. Caleb Draper in the game, giving Xander Wachacha a breather. Draper had a big night last night at Hiawassee Dam. Coming in relief in the third and fourth quarter, had a 6-point night. Passes all around. Andrews trying to find an opening here. Minute 40 left in the half. Ball stolen away by Don Carpenter. Bo Rattler gets out in front. Carpenter will have to get it right back. So the steal, Draper in the corner. He won't do much with that. He'll give it back to Donovan Carpenter. Brock Adams puts up a hope and a prayer. No foul. Rebounded by the Cats as we dip under 1 minute to go in the half. 3 for Cole Anderson. Off the top of the goal. And they saw it that time. They'll turn it back over to Robbinsville. Bryce Adams is going to tie his shoe. So I think there was some extracurricular instruction, or discussion, I should say, going on between Matthew Manley and the official down here on the other end of the floor, and now they're trying to get the clock reset. They started the inbound a little too fast. Officials weren't ready, and Jason Postel punching away at the scoreboard. I think it was around 50 seconds. Honestly, did not glimpse at the scoreboard to see. We've had a good run this season with the scoreboard not acting up too much on us here at Robbinsville. And they finally get it reset. 51 seconds is what is universally agreed upon. That's 2.6 back for all you mathematicians. Brock Adams will take the rolling inbound inside to Don Carpenter. Robbinsville still trails 21-19. Swain County is the team that first inflicted damage upon Robbinsville in the conference. A stunner, 72-68, just a couple of weeks ago on January 19th. And last Thursday night when we were with you from Murphy, the Bulldogs pulled off an improbable victory, scooching away with a 74-56 defeat. Robbinsville's going to take that 51 seconds and milk it for all it's worth. We're down to the 10-second mark here in the half. That may be all we got before we go to the break. 4 seconds, Adams moves. Draws the foul with 2.4 to go. Well, you're talking about drawing out the play, literally and figuratively. Let's see if the Knights can cash in and send this one into the locker room in a stalemate. The foul, by the way, was on Donovan Bateman. That's his first of the night. And it won't be a tie at halftime, but it may be a one-point game. We'll see if Bryce Adams can clean it up. 2.4 to go. And the second one will drop. Stolen away. Bryce Adams for 3. Swished the net. Just didn't go through the rim first. 21-20 Andrews. We'll stay with you live on GramStarSports.com for our recognition of all of our Robbinsville and Snowbird Mite teams.
Teams from both Robbinsville and Snowbird. And we're going to start off with our Robbinsville Mite girls. They are coached by Scott Orr and Kinsley Fender. We have number 10, Lincoln Orr. Number 22, Bradley Orr. Number 11, Shayla Dominguez. Number 34, Kristen Allen. Number 31, Allie Phillips. Number 44, Parkland Anderson. Number 1, Calista Holder. Number 3, Kimberly Gibbs. Number 5, Riley Woods. Number 12, Annabelle Bass. Number 20, Natalie Solero. Number 30, Lakeland Drake. Number 33, Miley Webster. Number 42, Dixie Hutchinson. And number 51, Kaylin Gladden. Sorry about that. Friendly, sweetie, I called your name. You said, hear me. Come on out. Friendly or number 22 right there. I called her out second. Let's go, girl. There you go. Nice job. All right, hang tight, girls. We're going to call out your friends from the other side of the county, the Snowbird Mike Warriors. They are coached by Karen D. Wolf and assisted by Skylar Smoker. We've got number 3, Aaliyah Wolf. Number 23, Hazley Driver. Number 22, Lizzie Lambert. Number 25, Camry Rogers. Number 5, Carolina Tisateski. Number 24, Delilah Gregory. Number 33, Bella Jones. And number 10, Mia Miller. I guess the girls stay out here for the boys. We'll do that way, okay? It looks like our Snowbird friends are lined up in front. We'll go with them first. The Snowbird Light Boys, coached by Cody Tisateski, assisted by Dustin Smoker. Number 11 is Camden Driver. Number 20 is Xavier Machacha. Number 10 is Landon Silvers. Number 22 is Hayden Carnegie. 3 is Nia Wolf. Number 5, Max Lord. And number 24, Chandler Eddings. All right, last but not least, the Robbinsville Might Black Knights. Gordy Snyder and James York are your coaches. We have number 1, Camden Voldrup. Number 2, Channing Mull. Number 3, Brayden Allison. Number 4, Ed Frederick. Number 6, Timothy Grant. Number 10, Elijah Millsaps. Number 11, Carson Snyder. Number 13, Kate Ford. Number 14, David Gibson. Number 22, Micah York. Number 23, Leah Ware. 44, Dex Webster. Number 45, Levi Satterfield. And Tyler Holden, number 55. All right, folks, take a look here on the court. Coming up in the next few years, this will be your superstars here at Robbinsville High. These are your Mites from Robbinsville and Snowbird.
Welcome back, everyone, to Robbinsville High School. We hope you're enjoying tonight's presentation of Black Knights basketball as we're bringing you the Robbinsville Andrews Varsity Boys game to end tonight's 3-game tilt against our friends from just over the border in Cherokee County. 21-20 is the advantage at the moment for Andrews, and I use that term very loosely because this game has been a seesaw matchup from the opening tip-off. 1 point at the end of the first, it was 12-11 Andrews, and his 1 point at halftime. We're right in the middle of trying to crunch the stat leaders at the break, and we have that for you, but we want to tell you about the girls first. But we'll see how all this is playing out here with our boys. First, Drew Martin on the cleanup job gets 2, and that's how we begin things here in the third quarter. Drew Martin was a one-man wrecking crew for Andrews in the first, and finally got simmered down a little bit, ever so slightly, in the second. Ball tipped away by Cam Rattler on Bo Rattler's attempt, and stolen away by the Cats. Robbinsville earlier tonight defeated Andrews in varsity girls action. Final score 64-33. Liz Carpenter with 18 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. Desta Trammell with 12 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals. Surrey Waddy and Abby Ware scored 8 apiece. About a 3 from Graham Birch. Helps extend that Andrews lead to 26-20. That may be the biggest lead of the game. Once again, Andrews had that in the second. They were up 17-11 to start the period. And right now, lead by 6. But that's the most they had. And on that pass, drive in. Here comes Don Bateman. He'll go for a jumper. And it's going to be off. Cameron Rattler spins, drives. Rattler's a big man, hard to slow down, as is Drew Martin. Bullied his way to the basket. Foul called. Bryce Adams in utter disbelief over the call. 6:04 to go. Hey, the basket counts. And we'll see if Andrews can now start the period on an 8-0 sprint. That one's off. Cam Rattler pulled down the rebound. Bo Rattler gets the steal. Rattler with 2 points here tonight. Foul called. And I think it's going to be on Austin Martin. See if they chalk up on the scoreboard here. Ball inbounded. It's actually going to go on Donovan Bateman. 5:46 to go in the third. Brock Adams misses a jumper inside. Rebounded by Austin Martin. Cameron Rattler passed to Austin Martin, who's already covered the width of the floor. Bryce Adams with his third rebound of the night. We do have some very exciting news to report. We're going to stay here instead of going to our pause screen. We're going to stay right here with you to tell you about our Snowbird Termite girls. We just received word during halftime that Snowbird has advanced to the championship. That's right. The Termite girls are going to be playing Saturday against Hayesville. We don't know what time yet. I know they defeated Hayesville. I'm sorry. We don't know their opponent yet either. We're working on that as well. Trying to track down the name, but we understand there's a three-pointer at the buzzer to get that victory for Snowbird. Very proud of our friends from the Snowbird community here in Graham County. It's a 7-0 start for Andrews as we're back with you live from Robbinsville. Kevin Hensley and Montana Buchanan bringing you tonight's telecast of Black Knights basketball. The inbound goes nowhere. Tyler West combats trouble, gives it to Cameron Rattler. Ball stolen away by Bryce Adams, and here comes Robbinsville. They called a travel, and he didn't even move. I'm not trying to be a homer, but I don't see how that was a travel. But okie doke. Rolling along. 5:03 to go here in the third quarter. Tyler West gets fouled from behind by Bo Rattler. 4:53 left in the segment. One thing about Andrews, they have got some size on the floor, and they've got some athletes. West will missed the first. Still a 7-0 start for Andrews here in the second half. Robbinsville has not scored since halftime. Making an 8-0 run. Wachacha drives. On the floor, foul. Graham Birch, I believe, will be rung up on the infraction. I stand corrected. It is Mr. Martin, Austin Martin. His first of the ball game. Inbounded to Brock Adams. He'll pull up for a three. It's off the front of the rim. And Robbinsville is looking shaky here in the second half. Graham Birch plows over Bryce Adams. And good work by the sophomore. Drawing the charge. Turns it over to Robbinsville. Bryce Adams kicks it in last second to Don Carpenter for two. And the scoreless drought is over. Tyler West gets it loose to Graham Birch. Back around to the top. Austin Martin will explore his options. Tyler West will drop it in. Thank you very much. 31-22. The Cats are up by 9. 10-2 start to the second half. Bo Rattler, ball swatted away. And picking up the pieces, Austin Martin. Tyler West bucking his way to the line. Austin Martin will clean it up before it gets to the bench. Matthew Manley calls a timeout for the Wildcats with 3:17 to go. They're up by 9. 3:15 and counting left to go here in the third. Welcome back to the Graham Star Sports Network. Andrews leading 31-22. And if you're a Black Knight fan, that's got to be a little bit of a surprise. Knights are first in the conference. 2 losses on the year in the division. Foul called. And it's on Brock Adams. That's actually his first of the ball game. Didn't get rung up too much. Cameron Rattler with a long heave to Donovan Bateman. And they're going to say that a travel occurred by Mr. Weaver. He's walking after 8 p.m. at night. Nobody down there for Quentin Jumper, but Cam Rattler got there and smacked the ball away. I'll tell you something, folks. Robbinsville is used to being able to have its way in the paint, and tonight that's not the case. There's some beef out there from these Wildcats. But hey, you know what? Robbinsville's dangerous from outside too, and that may be the key to victory. And I spoke too soon. Bryce Adams just jumps, come as he please, right through the masses and gets a bucket. But that's only the second field goal of the half for Robbinsville. They trail by 7, 31-24 to the Wildcats. Nobody's guarding Donovan Bateman. He's going to airmail a three. Cameron Rattler went flying nearly into the wall and almost wiped out a couple of members of the Robbinsville student body. All's well. Assistant wrestling coach Mark Jackson makes sure nobody is hurt. 3 for Donovan Carpenter. I'm sorry, boy. I've got too many Donovans out here tonight. He drains it. 4-point ball game. He's got 5 here in the third. Kick across. Last second dish to Tyler West. He responds with a 2. Opens Andrews' lead back up to 6. Three for Quinn Jumper. Look out. Hey, I said it a minute ago, and maybe I was right. That doesn't happen often. I can't ever admit if I'm right often. See life, love, if you need an example of that. 3-point ball game with 50 seconds left in the third quarter. Robbinsville's offense finally coming to life. 40 seconds, drive in. Martin are going to say that Brock Adams smacked Mr. Martin's arm as he drove by. Subbing in will be Drew Martin. Nathaniel Chopin for Robbinsville. Who else we got out there? Ty Clark, number 21 for Andrews. Keegan Ellis back in the game for the Wildcats as well. In this 3-point ball game. All right, Clark comes poking around from the backside and can't get anything done, though, on that 3-point attempt. Bo Rattler fights his way out for his first rebound of the game. 25 seconds left to play in the third. Draper to Carpenter. 13 seconds. Every point counts. Every game counts here in the Smoky Mountain Conference. Carpenter tried for a 3. Didn't get it. He's going to try for another one. He got that one. They'll count it. We're tied. Thank you very much. The crowd erupts here in Robbinsville. Sweet Caroline breaks out. And we'll step aside at a 33-33 stalemate on the Gramstar Sports Network. Oh boy, welcome back to Robbinsville, North Carolina. We are the Gramstar Sports Network. What do we do, folks? Well, we stream 5 varsity sports for the Black Knights, the only sports program here in Graham County. We cover you for volleyball, football, basketball, baseball, and softball. We've still got 2 of those coming up, of course, in the spring. And we're always, well, as we say in the South, tickled to death to go live with you on GramstarSports.com. We appreciate all of your business. Thank our sponsors one more time while we got a moment. Love and Equipment and Sales, Computer Resolution, Hoy Adams Timber Company, and, of course, our season-long friends at Blevins Electric and Blevins Insurance. 7:30 to go here in the third, or the fourth, I beg your pardon. It's 33-33 here on the Gramstar Sports Network. And the foul, by the way, was on Donovan Bateman. That's number 2, or Donovan Carpenter. I did it again, Montana. Good grief. And in response, Drew Martin's going to go 1 for 2, and Donovan Carpenter is going to pull down the rebound in this 1-point ball game. Brock Adams misses the put up. Rebounded by Graham Birch. How about Isaac Weaver 3-pointer? Oh, baby. What a shot by Isaac Weaver. And in the blink of an eye, Andrews up by 4 to begin things. And we'll have a foul called. And I think it's going to be on Isaac Weaver. I stand corrected. It's on Drew Martin. His first of the ball game. 6:57 to go. Brock Adams will stand stoically at the free throw line in a 4-point game. And he'll make his first. 37-34. 6:57 to go. In regulation, I say regulation because I better not say that word, but we've had extra basketball here in Robbinsville several times this year. Timeout called. No, I'm sorry, a lane violation called. Okay. I thought Jake Beasley signaled a timeout over on the sideline. My apologies. That's rare to see that in high school basketball. You don't see lane violations too often at Varsity. But onward we will roll. 37-34. Isaac Weaver for two. Lining it up here in the fourth quarter. 5-point burst. Jake Beasley, the coach for this 15-win Robbinsville Black Knight program. Not too pleased with the proceedings right now. Adams will put it up. Nice opening. Good read. And that's two for the point guard, Brock Adams. Robbinsville trails by 3. Keegan Ellis scopes the floor with Chacha right on him. Tries to pluck the ball away unsuccessfully. Ty Clark in and out. Changed his mind. Puts it up. Mad scramble between Nathaniel Shope and Drew Martin. And Andrews will win the plea. I stand corrected. Guess I'll have to run a correction on page 2 this week in the Graham Star. Ball's turned over. Bryce Adams will put it in reverse for a moment to see what he's got going. He'll hand it off to junior guard Xander Wachacha, who drives in, gives his famous battle cry, and draws the foul. Foul's on Ty Clark, number 1 for Mr. Clark in the ball game. Wachacha will make his first. They've limited the normally outside shooter of doom, Xander Wachacha, to just 6 points. Make that 7 after that one connects. And it's a 1-point lead for Andrews, 39-38. Austin Martin battles to the goal. Can't get in there, though. Don Carpenter rebound. Foul called. Foul was on Clark, so he's committed 2 in a span of about 15 seconds. Neither team in the bonus yet, but Andrews will have Robbinsville there very shortly if they keep this up. Here's Wachacha for the go-ahead. He connects. And can you feel it, fans? That infamous Black Knight energy is starting to surge through the gym with 4:45 left. You never count these boys out. Ball's last touch by the Wildcats. And number 12, Donovan Bateman. You know we're excited, folks, when the student section's up on his feet cheering everything on. Crowd at a fever pitch right now in Robbinsville. We wish you were here with us to feel the energy roaring through this place, but we're appreciative that you're joining us here on GramStarSports.com. The Chacha with another one. Back-to-back 2s. And Robbinsville with the advantage. Still just a 3-point ball game. Defense champ breaks out from the student section. Clark to Weaver. Foul is called before the pass. And I think it's on Wachacha. 3:55 left. Second foul of the game. There'll be an inbound. And Austin Martin weebles his way in. 1-point lead for Robbinsville. The Knights have only led in this game, folks, I believe twice. If I've got my score line right over here. Another foul called, and it will be bonus time. The Wildcats have pushed the tally to 7 here in the second half. Austin Martin is the offender. 3:22 to go. Senior point guard Brock Adams is at the charity stripe. In and out on the first, and that's all they'll get as Cameron Rattler will reel in the rebound with 3:13 to go. Here's Drew Martin plowing over Bryce Adams. I hate to say that's the right call. Adams was hanging out. He'd already pitched the tent, started building a campfire, folks. Sorry. I love the Wildcats as much as any other program. Everybody knows that. Good call by Ricky Green, despite the pleas of the Andrews fans below us. And it comes right at the 3-minute mark. And I believe another foul has been called. It has. 1-1. Wachacha will go to the line. And if you're Robbinsville, again, I've said it over and over in this game, but every blinking shot counts, including this one on the bonus. Wachacha will try it again. The foul, by the way, on Donovan Bateman. That will be number 3 for Mr. Bateman here tonight. Wachacha goes 2 for 2, makes the most of his trek to the line. He has 8 points here in the fourth quarter. Isaac Weaver. Mad scramble. Drew Martin on the jump ball. Possession stays with the Wildcats. Quick dunk in for 2 by Cameron Rattler. Makes it a 1-point ball game as we come down to the wire. The ball appears to have some moisture on it, so we'll want to get that cleaned off. While we have a moment, fans, once again, we'll be back with you Friday here at home. Robbinsville, Hayesville, more conference action. Next Monday, we'll see our friends from Hiawassee Dam for the second time in 7 days. They'll come to Graham County. That's our final non-conference clash of the season because the next night, Robbinsville hosts Swain, and that's going to be senior night. And I'm already kind of dreading it because I've watched these kids grow up all through varsity. I'm really not looking forward to having to read those speeches. I'm going to be pretty emotional. I'll try not to be. Love this group of people here in Robbinsville. Here's Rattler for 2. Bo Rattler give the assist to Wachacha late. You got to love the way it feels right now if you're a Robbinsville fan. Everything cooking at the moment for the Black Knights. 13-10. They've outscored Andrews here in this final segment. Minute 46 to go. Austin Martin to Drew Martin. The brothers exchange the ball across the court to Isaac Weaver. Martin again. Going to draw the defense off. They want the 3, of course. They're going to settle for 2. From Cameron Rattler, 46-45. Robbinsville still has the advantage. They hold all the cards right now with 1:16 to go. Timeout. I stand corrected. Apparently, Wachacha did not get across the court in time. Wow. And an even rarer backcourt violation for Varsity. And a timeout is called by Andrews. 30-second pause here on GramStarSports.com. 46-45 Black Knights. Welcome back to the Gramstar Sports Network. Kevin Hensley, Montana Buchanan, your broadcast team for tonight. Montana runs the camera for us, brings those graphics on the screen that you've come to love over the last month. Appreciate everything Montana does. She's also our delivery person for the Gramstar. Contributes in a lot of ways to the success of our hometown newspaper. And the go-ahead is overshot by Drew Martin. Don Carpenter rebound. He's knocked to the floor, and the foul is called. Boy, Eric Shoemaker and Misty Shope having a field day over that call. They enjoyed that. Right here below us. Is that the legendary Talia down there as well? Did I see her sitting down there? Taya. Tayan Bridges. Sorry. Haley Crisp right next to her. A little pack of Nathaniel Shope fans. He's had a little bit of action tonight. Don Carpenter makes his first. I'll give Robbinsville 2 points to breathe on. The foul was by Drew Martin, 3rd of the night. Don Carpenter, 2 for 2. And a timeout will be called. 50 seconds left. 48-45, Robbinsville. 48-45, Robbinsville. 50.7 is left on the clock. Knights have put together a glimmer of hope here in the 4th, coming back after, quite frankly, Andrews dictated most of 2.5 quarters of this ball game. Spirited effort late. Pushed Robbinsville back ahead. And here we stand with 30 seconds to go in regulation. Careful, Isaac Weaver. Double dribble. Oh, man. Boy, that is going to draw the ire of Matthew Manley and the Andrews faithful. Foul called. You have to foul if you're the Wildcats. Boy, that is a call and a half for Ricky Green to have to make right there, folks. Double dribble on a pass from Isaac Weaver. That might have just cost the Wildcats the ball game. Brock Adams is up the line. Austin Martin has committed his 4th team foul of the night. Brock Adams makes his first. And hits his second. It's a 5-point lead. 19 seconds left. Weaver keeps it. Floats in. Basket's off. Bo Rattler rebound. Rattler hits the wall. He's okay. Austin Martin, I think, is going to get by without the call, I should say. Inbound to Wachacha. Isaac Weaver fouls Wachacha. He had to. And a friendly smack across the chest. But you can feel right here below us, fans, the Wildcats faithful have really been deflated here in the last 30 seconds. That double dribble call was huge. Andrews could have tied the ball game on a long shot there. Instead, they've had to foul their way to a 6-point deficit against Robbinsville. And that's all it'll be. Hard foul. Donovan Carpenter and Donovan Bateman on the connection there. 4.7 left. It may not mean much at this point, though. Even if Bateman hits both of these on this 1-and-1, he's got to make the first, of course. He does. Good work. It's still going to be a one-possession ball game. 4.7 to go. The fans are starting to head for the exit. They think it's over. We don't count our chickens before we hatch around here, do we, Montana? Second one's off. Rebound, put back. And how about Bateman just renewing the set here? 2.3 left to go. That foul is on Bryce Adams, third of the night. And that is a two-shot foul, so Mr. Bateman will get another crack at it. Now, this makes it a little bit interesting, but 2.3 left, not much to be done. That one off the rim. That's your ball game, folks. Boy, Andrews had the game in its hands, and they end up with a 51-47 victory here tonight in Robbinsville. The Black Knights improved to 16-5 on the season. Andrews drops to 13-6.